Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release a legacy video every Friday. Before we start, I just want to say a big thank you to the newest members to my YouTube channel, Yan B, and Ermita. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Thank you so much, you guys, for showing your support to the channel. And if you want to show your support, please consider becoming a member. And if not, that's also totally fine. Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another legacy video, playing Doomsday, or Doom Frog, as I also like to call this. As of recording, we have about a week, actually today is Monday the 19th rather, so we are like 1 week out from the ban announcement. And by the time you're watching this, it'll be Friday before the ban, so the last video before the ban, which is nice. Yeah, so what to say? I feel like I don't face much scam or even grief in leagues anymore. I say this now, and let's watch me pair into like scam in the league, but all in all, I have not faced it much. I have had the most success in the last month playing this list of my different Doomsday takes. So this is a take on a Demir list that plays 3 the One Ring, and so in order to enable that, I've put in 2 Cabal Ritual, but then we're also playing the full 4 Psychic Frog, and we're able to somewhat pivot into a sort of tempo deck post board versus, well, a tempo deck, I say, something that can rival a tempo deck, like a ramp creature aggro deck. With Barrowgoyf, which has been just great. Sheoldred still is pretty awesome versus like tempo. And I got the full 4 Fatal Push and 2 Dismember because there's more Magus of the Moon than previously. And there's a lot of Eldrazi, so I've opted to play 2 of these Consigned to Memory. And then I have, because I've noticed an increase in like Jeskai control, I have a Sheldog Isle Emrakul plan. We'll see how well that works out. Ideally, I would also want to have Tropical Island and Boseiju, but I have not been able to find room for it. It might be in the slot of the Consigned to Memory, so, but we'll see. So a couple of sort of concerns that I have with this list is how well it racks up versus Eldrazi. I have to go and look at the numbers, but I feel like I'm somewhat 50-50 versus Eldrazi. I'm also slightly concerned about Consigned to Memory out of control decks, because Consigned to Memory also counters the One Ring, which is a little bit of a problem because that is like a card that would be kind of nice versus them. It is just a hard counter target colorless spell. So, but yeah, what else to say? I kind of expect Frog to leave the format, if not now, then very soon, and so I kind of want to play with it until then. Unlike Dreadhorde Arcanist, this is a card that we actually can reasonably put into Doomsday and have it make sense for us. So yeah, I think that's enough talk. Now let's go play some Magic, eh? Okay, on the play for round number 1, and I'm gonna keep this. We have right now it's a turn 3 the One Ring, and I'm gonna ponder off of. I'm gonna fetch Floodstrand, fetch Basic Island, and cast a Ponder, I think. I'd like to find something like, I don't know, Dark Ritual or Daze or Frog. I think maybe Frog would be my best find here. Don't think I want these cards. I already have both a Ring and a Cycler. Like, if I get discarded, then they're going to take my Ring, and then it would be nice to have a backup, but... and I shuffle and draw the Ring anyways. Right. Not going to say anything. Hedge Maze, okay. This could be some sort of Beanstalk deck. I don't know, let's see. They might reveal something by putting something in the graveyard. I wonder, like, if I draw Dark Ritual here, do I just go for the Ring? Okay, they keep the card on top. Cavern of Souls, okay. So I'm going to play Catacombs here, and probably I will fetch... it's between Basic Swamp and Under City Sewers, depending on how likely I find my opponent having Wasteland to be a factor here. Okay, I'm gonna let them brainstorm. I think I actually am gonna fetch Undercity Sewers unless they like specifically show us Wasteland right now, because that would like I'm gonna be playing into Wasteland anyways next turn most likely. Okay, so they found a fetch land or had one. So let's see what's next. What does this Flooded Strand go fetch? It's probably quite instructive in if you know whether or not we're up against like a bug deck. Oh, okay. They don't reveal anything. Sylvan Safekeeper, okay. So that probably like Sylvan Safekeeper means Merit Lodge, but I wonder what like if two blue duels here makes me think it is like an actual blue deck and they have Brainstorm, so I wonder if they also have Force of Will. We're about to find out. I'd love to find a daze with this Undercity Sewer Surveil. I could also just find Doomsday here and then cast Doomsday. I would rather do that. Consider. I think I'm going to put Consider in the graveyard. Kind of gives away what I'm doing. Ball Ritual. So, like, if they have Daze, then that Daze is going to work right now. But I don't think I'm going to play around Daze here. Long pause from the opponent. Makes me think they have a counterspell. Yep, there it is. Force of Will, pitch Nadu. Okay. Okay, so that means it is a Nadu deck. Cool, cool, cool. And yeah, that may make sense with the Sylvan Safekeeper because that can target. It will cost them a land. Okay, so it's a Nadu deck. So we have another force here, but or another ring. I mean, but I am worried that they have like an actual Nadu here. I haven't played with Nadu myself. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, they could like sack their 3 lands here if they have Nadu, I mean. And then they effectively would get to draw 6. Okay, that's a Nomads. Gonads Encore. Okay. So I'm going to play the ring now. And really, really hope they aren't like sitting on another force effect. And Dark Ritual, I think, is better. Would they play Spell Pierce? I am actually gonna play around. I don't know if Spell Pierce is suddenly like a card that might end up seeing play, but you never know. Okay, Ring is in. Let's draw. There's Doomsday. So now the question is, do I Doomsday now? Or not. I think they didn't have second Nadu, or they would have played it last turn, is my assumption. But if they do have Nadu, then I've lost, like effectively. Whereas if I cast Doomsday right now, what do I actually? You know what? I am gonna cast Doomsday now. Like if they have a Daze, they have to use it right now, and they didn't. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a Daze on top so that I can cycle the Edge of Autumn into the Daze. Then I'm going to untap, draw, let's say Thassa. Then I'm going to tap the ring to draw 2 more cards. That could be like Thassa and Force of Will maybe. But then what? So let's just check our life total. They have 2 power on the board. And I'm going to be at 8. I'm going to take 1 from the ring, so I'll be at 7. They can deal me 2, so I'll be at 5. Maybe just Street Wraith. So, yeah. Let's try this on. So we draw the Daze, either off edge or just our natural draw step. Then we edge into the force, I guess. And then we draw 2 cards with ring. That can be Street Wraith and First Oracle. Yeah, let's try this. I also considered putting in a Thoughtseize. Okay. And pass. Okay, so Daze is not going to work on the Nadu. That was sort of what I was... Oh, but it is going to work on this Green Sun Zenith for 3 that they're casting right now. Okay, so I am gonna cycle, and I'm gonna Daze this Green Sun Zenith, and hope their last cards aren't Force of Will and blue card. Okay, sweet, they concede. Yep. Okay, I don't know if this deck has Wasteland. It could have. Because there is some land synergy with the Nadu. I do expect them to have, or at least they could have something like Doorkeeper Thrall. Unless I'm missing something really obvious, I don't think a lot of their creatures have ETB effects. Might if they play Stoneforge, then that's a non-bow. But like Nadu doesn't trigger when it enters. It triggers when stuff gets targeted. What else? Maybe Sholdred is good? Question mark. Now they would play Karakas when they. Do I want like removal? All right, let's see. I think I will cut my like lose to Force of Will, win the same turn elements here. I could potentially. I probably will cut the second Thassa's Oracle. I think Unearth is not very good without Consider and versus Source of Plowshares. So I could see going something like this. Not sure how hot I am on Fatal Push. It doesn't unconditionally kill Nadu, and if it does, the Nadu gets a card on the way out. So this is more about killing the early stuff, like the nomads, for instance, which I think may just still be kind of like a reasonable thing. Not sure about Barrowgoyf. Maybe. All right, I'm gonna try and submit this, and we'll see how we go. Okay. My opponent keeps 7. I mean, this is good as soon as I hit some action, so I'm gonna keep this. But it is loose because I have nothing really right now. And they have a Delighted Halfling. Okay. So I'm gonna Thoughtseize them here. Drawing that Undercity Sewers was kind of grim. I was kind of hoping to use that. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna take Green Sun here and just leave them with a Nomads and a Force of Negation. And then it's about who top decks the best here, I think. Like Psychic Frog would be crazy good here. Probably my best draw. Okay. So this means they don't have hardcast Force of Negation up, which means they probably drew a blue card. Frog? Oh, come on. Stupid deck. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm going to put this on top, but I am worried that, like, it's going to be a bit too late, or, like, it's going to eat a removal spell. There's the Misty. Let's see if this eats, like, a Swords to Plowshares. It's in. I think you plow or do the stuff now because they have Force of Negation, so doing it on my turn kind of makes sense. They get a nice Surveil here, and they leave it on top. That's scary. Let's hope it was just this Ponder, and let's hope they shuffle on the Ponder. And they are just like a Nadu away from wrecking us here. And they found their Nadu, and I'm just going to concede here. They get to instantly like draw 6 cards. That's so lame. Well, it's not lame. It's good. It's a good deck. Do we change anything here? I think I don't actually. I think I am a little bit tempted to like put in Sholdred, but that lines up so poorly with Karakas and also with the Dark Rituals. Like, oh, it's not Dark Ritual. The Source of Plowshares. Like, if they Source the Plowshare my Frog, then most likely it's just a 1-for-1. All right, I'm gonna keep this, and I'm gonna cycle Street Wraith just to see if I randomly hit a Doomsday. Okay, I don't. The daze is not bad. If we can find like a Ring or a Doomsday right now off of this Ponder, but we don't. We just find stuff we don't want. Shuffle away Dark Ritual, get a Dark Ritual. Alright. Alright. The opponent goes Tundra Nomads. I'm not going to daze. My daze might not be live later, but I don't feel like that's daze. Oh, please, deck. Come on. How about a little cooperation here? Here come the beats. I'm most worried about Halfling, I think, right now. Like Delighted Halfling. Because I won't be able to daze it, and once it's in, like, I got a little spidey sense here that I'm supposed to daze this Brainstorm. Could be completely off. Yeah, they have the land. If they just go Halfling now, I'll be sad. Jeez Louise. Alright, at least this can get the Surveil land. But my my deck is rapidly running out of like steam right now. Yeah, I just had another brainstorm. That's rough. And yeah, what I mean by that is like they got like a full grip almost, and you gotta think they probably are going to be able to answer what I have to put up. And I pretty much have to not ever let Nadu resolve with Nomads in play. Second main, they're making plays. Green's on for 0. Okay. That doesn't seem like it's where I'm supposed to point my force of will at. Okay, let's not draw Thassa's Oracle. And another ritual. Well, sometimes that just happens. And I think if they do something that I want to force, I'm gonna like pitch Dark Ritual, Force of Will. Look at all those cantrips. They have cast 3 cantrips to my 1, and I feel like just about a million miles away. A brainstorm would be a great way to start fixing this hand. I would love a brainstorm myself. Also, I know they haven't cast 3 cantrips because I dazed one of them, but you know, they put 3 cantrips on the stack. They do seem to be flooding out a bit as well. I don't know. Here's Nadu. I fully expect this to not work. And they haven't shown me daze, so I'm not going to play around it. And they had it concede. Yikes. I mean, I don't know. You tell me if you feel like this is premature concedes, but like resolving a Nadu with 3 creatures in play and open mana, I don't know. It doesn't seem like a spot I'm not going to lose from. Let's see. I would have drawn Thoughtseize, another force. Yikes. All right. Let's go for round number 2. Okay, round number 2 on the draw with a 5 land hand. Meanwhile, opponent mulliganing to 6. I'm gonna keep. The 2 non-landers are good. Opponent's down to 5. Well, if they are like a glass cannon, sort of turbo necro deck or oops all spells, I guess I'm just dead. Forest. Yeah, Mags of the Moon. Okay, so it's that gonna be that kind of game. At least I have my basic island here. I'm actually gonna save. I guess maybe I was then just supposed to brainstorm now. I don't know. No, I'm gonna let's brainstorm next turn. Finding my one-off basic swamp is not gonna be easy, but I could find one of my 3 lotus petals and make stuff happen. If I can resolve like the frog here in this spot, I think I probably win. That does require a petal or whatever. Okay, let's cast brainstorm. Well, there's a petal and a cabal ritual, so that means like next turn I would be able to cast the One Ring. But the problem with the One Ring is that it doesn't really help me all that much right here. I'm gonna play the petal. I think there's a higher risk of them like having a Chalice of the Void than me. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste a Cabal Ritual on the ring when I can hard cast in a couple of turns off of mountains. I think basically is my thought here. But I'm gonna be taking some life point chunks here. Fable, yep. Can't do anything about that. Alright, so I'm gonna cast a Ponder here, and if I find Doomsday, then it's gonna look pretty good. Dark Ritual, no. Let's shuffle. And let's play a land and pass. So I'm gonna take 4 now, go to 12. And they might do something really evil to me. They discard a Spirit Guide to rummage. But I'm going to play Ring. That at least will give me 1 turn and 3 cards. And then we'll see. 4 mana. Minsk and Boo. Okay. Why? Oh, never mind. They had to attack with this? Yeah. I was thinking, why didn't they cast that beforehand? Okay. Yeah, so they're a big hamster. So now Frog is no longer it. I think it has to be Doomsday. Let's cast Ring here. Basically, like Doomsday or Swamp or Second Petal would be great. Okay, let's pass. How's this read? Sacrifice it, deal X. I wonder, I don't know if they draw the card. If this is, if I have protection. We aren't going to know. Okay, so I think I have to probably start off this turn here by pondering. Okay, what's this? Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm super dead. I would need to find another ring here that could prolong the game. But I think I have to ponder to look for a Doomsday, because that also just wins the game. Let's see. And there it is. Lovely. Okay, and I'm going to play out Petal here. Might as well. Petal, I mean LED. And here is Doomsday. And we're going to draw 3 cards with Ring. Let's just make it Force of Will, and Thassa. Okay, so we're up against some kind of craziness. Hang on. We're not drawing 3, we're drawing 2. I'm almost just about to lose here. Okay, so we have to make one of the cards an Edge of Autumn here. So we'll draw Edge plus... it doesn't matter, like they're Hellbent and they don't have any activated abilities that will like do anything face up here. So I'll activate Ring, sack LED, and I'll draw Edge of Autumn and Thassa, and then I'll like edge into second Thassa or whatever. Okay, let's put Cavern on the bottom with Force of Will, and then go like this. Put Edge on top. Let's activate the Ring. Let's sack LED, and we sack a mountain. Okay. So we just about got there. Versus the Gruul Initiative Hate Bearer, or not Hate Bearers, but like Prison-y kind of deck, Stompy deck. So Dismember seems good when what they're doing is like Magoose of the Moon. Brazen Borrower. Barrowgoyf actually also feels somewhat interesting here. Not sure what I'm cutting. I could try just for funsies to go completely like into a creature plan and cut the Doomsdays. We can always put Doomsday back in the deck when we're on the play for the final game. Let's see here. How does that look? Okay, so we're at 16. We're on 20 blue cards right now. No, 21 with the Brazen Borrower. I need to cut a few more things. Maybe the Thought Seizes. Yeah, let's try this. I'm going to keep this, put them all against 6. It sucks we don't have a blue card here, but if they go like turn 1... Oh, they don't do anything. They concede? Wow. Okay, that's a little bit anticlimactic, but I guess we'll take it. Maybe they were mulliganing to 5. They're just like, damn, I'm just mulliganing all the time with this deck. I can't be bothered. All right, off to round number 3. All right, on the draw for round number 3 with a pretty sweet hand. So let's go ahead and keep this. Put them all against the 6. So I think if our opponent makes a play on turn 1, I'll just go for Dark Ritual Doomsday on turn 2 if I can. Bayou and Lionside Diamond. Okay. So probably some kind of Storm deck. And they are going to be able to just Goldfish us here, unfortunately. Wishclaw Talisman. Okay. So I think this means they have to pass. That could be wrong. They could just go for Echo of Eons, I guess. Oh, and they had that in hand. Wow, that was the last card. Nice. Okay. Echo it is. Well, we have another hand here, but it's not the worst. Unfortunately, they just reloaded, and they have the Wish Claw to go get Veil. So, I would really like to get my turn here. And, I mean, I can't complain. They wheeled us into Force and Daze. But, yeah, we'll see. Chrome or Mox Opal. Another petal, okay. Veil of Summer. I have to force of will this. And I'm gonna pitch Psychic Frog. They could just tap, like, sack a petal here to go get another Veil. Oh, and they're passing. Interesting. Yeah. Like, the worst card in my hand was definitely Thassa's Oracle, but I kind of half thought I was dead there, so I didn't want them to know I was on Doomsday. Okay, Urza Saga. So now we're doing something completely different here. Okay, I'm gonna cast a Brainstorm here. Hope for some goodies here. Not really hitting anything here. We'll put back Cavern and yeah, Snow-Covered Swamp, I guess. And I'm gonna Thoughtseize. They can't Wish Claw on my turn. So they would have to have the Veil in hand. Entomb, okay. Interesting. Probably getting another Echo, yeah. Fell the Profane, that's just one of the MD lands, right? I guess I'm taking Dark Ritual here over Mox Opal. And I'm going to play out my petal here, so now the jig is somewhat up. So they can choose to pop the Wish Claw here and get an LED. It seems a little bit risky because it gives me Wish Claw and a fresh 7. Oh, they just drew LED. Never mind. Mox Opal. Not tapping the old Mox for mana. Seems a little interesting. So now they claw and get what? Echo? What just happened? Oh, there's an Echo in the graveyard. Yeah, never mind. Yeah. I'm not gonna daze. They have infinite mana. We have to hope they whiff here, which seems not that likely, but you never know. Okay, well, they need to win now, and I can't counter anything, so I'm not expecting them to whiff. They seem very purposeful, and they're mechanically doing the thing here. Oh, wait, we're just wheeling once more. Right on. It's the third Echo. Yep. Oh, never mind. So this is deterministic. Yep. I mean, I'm at 16. You have plenty of Storm. Yep. All right. So I don't have a ton of stuff in the sideboard for this type of matchup, but the two Consigned to Memory are good because they counter, even through a Veil, they counter Storm triggers. Okay, so we want those two. I think Shouldered is pretty... She's not lights out or anything, but pretty decent. Let's bring those 4 in. I'll cut a Thassa's Oracle. It's not that much else I really want to cut, to be honest. My first thought was to cut the Psychic Frogs, but like turn 1 frog off of a petal, start drawing I don't know. I think maybe Frog is a little bit... Like, I think I want the game to be over quickly here rather than go long. I don't expect them to have like much relevant sideboard hate versus me. So I kind of want to keep all my my LED and my Consider and my Cyclers and stuff. Yeah, maybe cutting 3 frogs seems nuts, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm already kind of regretting it because I think like with Consigned to Memory to draw into, like having like playing a control pivot with the frog, like just not really pumping it, but just drawing 1 extra card every turn, drawing into like Consigned to Memory seems pretty good. And yeah, let's keep this. Having the Undercity Sewers in hand, not ideal, but we can brainstorm it away and fetch it out. Opponent mulligans to 6. Alright, let's go. So if I get Thoughtseized here, that would kind of suck. Also, like, there's a question if I'm supposed to like Consign to Memory a like Lineside Diamond. I don't really expect them to just go off blind and without it involving like wheeling several times as we just saw, so that would kind of require me to get a bit lucky. Okay, I'm gonna brainstorm and hope they aren't like a dark ritual into Orcish Bowmasters kind of gamer here. Looks like they aren't. That's a lot of good stuff. Okay, let's put back under city sewers. And I almost no, let's put back shouldered here. And I'm gonna play out like float the pedal in case they get to fire off a wheel. And if they don't, my plan is going to be to fetch under city sewers and search for a land. I'm a little bit concerned about their open mana here. Not sure if they would be like crazy and have something like Disruptor Flute. Okay, mana source. Force of Will. Can I afford to pass on that? I think I'm gonna top that. I could just tap out for Doomsday here, but then I would only have like the Force of Will, and they would have 6 cards. I would rather go looking for a land or like a Dark Ritual. Right now I get to kind of win on the spot. Let's let's draw the land. Could also have drawn the days. I mean, we're not going to play another land next turn, so that would be a reason to do that. This is Entomb. Yeah. I'm just going to let that resolve. Consign to memory this trigger, but I'm not going to do that. They can make a construct if that's what they want to do. Okay, they bolt that in. I'm just going to take my draw step here, and I'm going to put Doomsday on the stack. If they have Opposition Agent, I can Force of Will that. And then I'm just going to, like, they don't have black mana or blue mana here, so I'm not worried about Consign to Memory or Flusterstorm or Dress Down or anything like that. Like, if they have Disruptor Flute, so be it. Okay, so pile is going to be Consider, Thassa's Oracle, and we're going to put the Thassa on the bottom with the Cycler on top of it. And then the remaining 3 cards, the order doesn't really matter. Okay, let's see. Surgical Extraction could be a card they have. Okay, I'm going to put back the One Ring and Consider. And hope that we are not playing into something that I'm not thinking about. Sack the LED while Edge of Autumn's cycling abilities on the stack. We put the One Ring into the graveyard and draw Street Wraith. Cycle that. They could have Mindbreak Trap, I guess? Well, they're doing something. They're making a construct. Okay. They made a construct and then lost. Okay. I'm still kind of not sure about the whole Psychic Frog or no. Suppose I could add a frog and dump an Unearth. Don't expect to be needing that. Yeah, let's just try this. Okay, well, I mean, this hand instantly puts One Ring into play if I top deck a land. I have 16 lands and 3 petals, so 19 out of 53. So that's less than half of the time that I get there, so I'm going to mulligan. And I'm going to keep this. And I think I'm going to bottom a Thoughtseize. Am I this? Yeah, I'm going to bottom a Thoughtseize because I want to... If I have to force, I probably prefer not to pitch the Brainstorm. LED, sure. If they can put Veil plus Echo on the stack, then I'm kind of screwed. But I guess they would have to put Veil first, at least, so that I could counter that. Entomb. So, they saw my hesitation there, so it's rather risky for them to just go all in here. Hopefully that's what they do. There's the Echo. Okay, they pass. So they kind of sense what's up. That makes me think they have a Veil. We'll see. They can't cast it because they don't have Metalcraft. Yep. Okay. Veil Summer. So they were just hoping to draw an artifact or a land that makes green. Fortunately for us, that didn't happen. Dark Ritual. Okay. So, yeah. This is a problem. Let's see. No, this is exactly not a problem because I can force and then daze their second copy. It'll leave me with 2 lands in hand, no lands in play, and a Dark Ritual, but it'll leave them with less than that, if only marginally. Okay, so that's 2 of their echoes that are gone. Oof. Well, when you're lucky, you're lucky. Doomsday off the top. And I don't, unless they have some sideboard tech, I don't think there's a way that they win from here. Okay, yeah, they agree with that analysis. So, all right, 2 and 1. Let's go for round number 4. Yeah, round number 4. On the play for round number 4, and we get, oof, tricky, tricky, tricky. Okay, tell you what, I'm gonna keep here, and I'm gonna fetch basic swamp off this delta and Thoughtseize them, because if it is a blue deck and they have Force of Will, then I don't want to lose to that. And if it's a deck that doesn't play Force, but somehow can put like Blood Moon into play or whatever, then I have basic swamp to cast Dark Ritual next turn. Okay, interesting. What's the take here? So we're up against Painter. I feel like it's probably Pyroblast. This is not a very strong Painter opening here, I guess, depending on what they end up taking here or drawing. I mean, there's the Painter. So if they drew either Ancient Tomb or Grindstone and draw the other component on their next draw step, they would get to win. And I don't think I can really change that in any way. Well, actually, you know what? This is funny. So we're going to Doomsday here, and then we're going to Ponder and draw Force of Will, and because my Dark Ritual is blue, I can then Force of Will, a Pyroblast or a Grindstone. And then we have the Cavern, so we just need the 2 Cyclers, and I guess the 2 Oracles, we can do that. And let's try this. We lose to them grinding us out, or we lose them like Pyroblasting my Underground Sea. So I don't hate getting this Force of Will in hand. Force. If we had the 3rd Cycler, we could have put that in instead of 2nd Oracle and just emptied the pile next turn. But Goblin Crater Maker. Interesting. I guess that's because of Eldrazi. So that right now they have 2 cards we don't know about in hand. And they're passing. So it could be a Pyroblast. Alright, let's just put Thassa on the stack here. We'll have our 2 blue lands in play for the last turn of the game if they are able to kill Thassa through the Force of Will. Okay, there's a pause here. I wonder, like, if they drew the Pyroblast and they're wondering when to kill my Underground Sea, I think I guess the time is now. Before this Edge of Autumn draws, like, say, a Force of Will. But on the other hand, it doesn't really matter. We're in my main phase. I can just tap it for mana and, then it's not really that big a deal. Okay. Street Wraith. Cycle you. Make my land drop. And name Merfolk. And I'll Force of Will a Pyroblast or Lightning Bolt. And looks like they just don't have anything. Alright, cool. Alright, sideboarding wise, I definitely want Emrakul. I don't know if I even want Sheldog Isle, to be honest. I'll just have to think about that. I think I want all my creatures and all my creature removal. I think I basically want to not be a Doomsday deck, and then to have Emrakul as a way to not lose to Grindstone. I'm not sure the Consigned Memories, it could be relevant to counter, like, specifically Painter or Grindstone, or like triggered abilities off of Fable of the Mirror Breaker, or yeah, I think they have enough triggers that it might be interesting. Let's see. So this is 14 cards. I don't know if I have enough to board out, because we still kind of want our ritual effects. to ritual out our artifact, like the One Ring or Shieldred. But maybe not that many. I think it's not unreasonable to maybe cut 1 or 2 of the Cabal Reds. So that's 10 cards. I need to find 4 more cuts. I think it is 2 Cabal Red, even though like Cabal Red also casts like Barrowgoyf or whatever, but Unearth gets back Barrowgoyf or Frog, but maybe that's not enough of a reason to have it there. I guess I'll cut, I don't know, maybe Force of Will isn't even that amazing. It actually probably isn't because of all the Pyroblasts, so maybe I'll cut 2 Force of Wills. Alright, let's try this out. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to cut all 4 Force of Will. Like the last 2 copies could have been 2 Cabal Rituals. Maybe that's better, I don't know. Okie doke. I like this hand. So let's keep it. I don't want it Blood Moon right now. Like Mags of the Moon, no problem. But just not Blood Moon, please. And thank you. Ancient Tomb, okay. Painter's Servant, sure. And Grindstone, okay. So they are representing the kill. They named black though. Oh, but of course I would draw that. Okay, do I just kill Painter's Servant right now with Dismember? I wonder. I think I let them tap out. Yeah, they get in with their attack. Can't believe I drew the Emrakul. What are the odds? Oh yeah, 1 in 53. Okay, this is usually when they do it. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna fetch and get probably Basic Island. Dismember this guy. Drop to 14 life. That's painful. And we milled 2 of my cards. Consign to memory and a land. Well, we can cast Shoulder next turn. But we still lose if they just have another Painter. Okay, Soul Guide Lantern. Not too worried about that. Would like to find a Brainstorm here or like another removal spell. Let's get Undercity Sewers. I'll take a Psychic Frog. Oh, maybe that's a punt. I don't know. Okay, never mind. They're going to mill it away anyways. Yeah, and that took 4 cards because Frog had Daze underneath. What's best here? I think probably still Shouldered's best. Oh, and my basic Swamp got milled? Damn, okay. Well, nothing to do about that. So this puts a fast clock on them, but we are just still dead to a Painter's Servant. Doesn't look like one. Oh, and there's a Brainstorm. Excellent. Well, I mean, they probably have a Pyroblast, but I still like getting rid of this Emrakul, or at least putting it on top of our deck, where we are going to draw it pretty soon. But we don't have to. We can, because we can play Barrowgoyf, and then, like, we can mill it. That'll, they'll know it's in there then, but that it shuts off. Actually, hang on. The Soul Guide Lantern can nuke the graveyard. That's a lot of interesting things here. But we did draw a Fatal Push. So maybe it's better holding up Fatal Push plus... Yeah, I think I like that more. Plus Consign to Memory. Like if they tap their Ancient Tomb, it cuts a turn off the clock. Wow, they're just doing that anyways. Excuse me. So now they're at 4. And they're going to know right now. Yeah, okay, they concede. Sweet. Took care of Painter. So the positive record is ensured. Let's see how round number 5 goes. Okay, we're up against a Yorion deck. I am going to keep, we're on the draw. This hand promises a lot, but I'm not sure. Like if this is Death and Taxes, we're on the draw here. It's kind of rough, and yeah, it looks like it is. But we get lucky and draw a Dark Ritual. So that's going to give me so like if they have that that white legendary creature that like makes each player draw a card, that could potentially be a problem, but let's just hope they don't have that. And this is a much better play on the play versus Death and Taxes than on the draw, but I'm going to make the pile that is just a Thassa, 2 lands and 2 fetch lands. So let's say Snow-Carved Island, Underground Sea, and then let's make it Scalding Tarn and Misty Rainforest. So we put the 2 fetchable lands on the bottom, and then Thassa sandwiched in the middle. There we go. And if they don't wasteland us or port us, okay, Stoneforge Mystic, sure. I don't think that's going to be fast enough. We are effectively at 7 life to get Cauldron complete, so they can beat us down to 2. And because I didn't fetch there, or rather daze, I get to ponder here. I guess that would have been the same outcome if I had pondered off of my Tarn. So Underground Sea on the bottom, Thassa, and then draw the Misty. And hopefully we're fine. They could have that new card as well that like strip mines you when it comes into play. Flicker Wisp. And what does this do? This flickers. It doesn't matter if they flicker in one of my lands right now because it's going to come back on their end step. If they can flicker their Vial, it doesn't seem to make sense. They could flicker Stoneforge, get another trigger, and then get something like a Lion Sash that they could. I think that costs 2 mana, right? That doesn't matter either. So if they can get something with Stoneforge that they can then flicker, or like Violin, that seems pretty good. They have some kind of Pithing Needle creature, like Revoker can't name lands. I'm gonna let this happen, which probably is dumb because it was kind of free to daze there, but don't see how I'm punished. Oh, that's I didn't think about that. Right, okay, so that's how that works. You get to choose how it enters. Fortunately, we didn't have an artifact or an enchantment for them to punish us, but that's good to know. I'll need to remember that. Not sure that's better than Kaldra, but whatever. I don't know. So we draw Thassa here. I am just gonna cast. No, I'm just gonna not be cute and fetch before. I was thinking like I could see if they had like double Solitude. We could see the 2 cards they would pitch, because I would like fetch in response, and then like if they had a second Solitude I would daze, but I don't know, it could potentially come out of the Vial. I'm not completely up to speed with Death and Taxes, so but anyways, we take game 1. That's important. And there's not a lot in my sideboard that I really like versus them. I mean, sure, some creature removal is probably kind of mandatory, but I'm not sure how good it is. I don't expect Psychic Frog to be very good, because I think they're going to win the creature slog at any point. So maybe like 3 push and a Brazen Borrower is reasonable. I don't think Consign to Memory. I mean, we can counter an Aether Vial, but that doesn't seem too exciting. Okay, this is interesting. Opponent keeps 7. I don't think I can keep this. This 1 land hand where the land enters tapped. Yeah. Alright, gonna keep this bottom at Dark Ritual and see where we go. I probably will force a Vial. Vexing Bauble, huh? So that makes the force I have in hand bad, but that's just gonna like cost me an extra card if I force. So, and let's see if we can ponder our way into a Doomsday. The 1 ring. I'm intrigued. I think I'll take that. I think I'll leave it on top of the deck just in case they, I don't know, splash black and have grief or something. Yep, they do play black. Deafening Silence. Well, that sucks. Okay, so mm, no dark ritual into ring for me. I can bounce the deafening silence if I want to. Skyclave, sure. I'm happy that that came into play after or before my ring. So I could bounce the silence now, or I could just draw the cavern and then naturally play ring in another turn. I think I'm going to do that. And then maybe what I do is I bounce the Vexing Bauble. No, that doesn't seem that good. Could they just replay it on the subsequent turn? Yep. They have a... How big is this? 2/2? Alright, I'm going to fetch Undercity Sewers. We also have to remember this is my only bounce effect. So I only get one shot with this. I think I'm going to bottom or put Ponder into the graveyard. Well, okay. That's interesting. Let's name Merfolk. And let's cast the ring here. And I think everything now hinges on what they have in their hand. If it interacts with the One Ring, then I'm probably just in a lot of trouble. If it doesn't, so wait, this kills one of my lands, right? Non-basic land. And I can search for a basic land card, but I have both my basics. Alright. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll search. Oh, shoot. Nothing to find. How much do they have? They have 2, 4, 6 damage. Okay. So, how does this work? I tap. So I play a land. I have four mana. I spend 2 of them to cast Petty Theft on Deafening Silence. I have 2 mana left. Dark Ritual means I have 4 mana, but one of them is black. Well, 3 of them are going to be black. So I think I'm actually going to, because I can't cast 0 drops, that means I can't get to Oracle on this turn. I'm going to draw 2 cards here. Second Dark Ritual. Well, I mean, that means we get to do cool stuff next turn. So let's probably cast a Ponder, or is it a Brainstorm? Yeah, let's cast Brainstorm. These Force of Wills are kind of embarrassing. I like Fatal Push, and I probably pass here and just discard a or maybe it's Consider. Yeah, if they have Surgical Extraction, I don't want them to take my Dark Ritual. How boned am I if they... I guess, does this exile or destroy? It says exile, right? Yeah. So they can hard cast their friend, the Sky Nomad. So they're going to do that. I'm going to have to kill this so as to not lose my ring. And that means I'm going to have to get Revolt by fetching. But that's okay. I'm going to let this enter play. And this... Don't they have to target something? Any number. Okay, so I think if I let this... If I pass priority here, they're going to get me good. Okay, so cast, kill this. So they are going to get to nuke one of my lands, so that is unfortunate. But I think I have the win sewn up here because we drew a land as well. Blah blah blah. This doesn't work, friend. It has indestructible. Nope. But I guess they have to choose it. That doesn't matter. Okay, so we're at 6. So let me just, yeah. Petty Theft, target Deafening Silence, and we have to. No, wait, I'm a land short, aren't I? Damn, I sided. Did I side out Unearth? I think I did. No, I didn't. Okay, so we're still fine then, I think. So let me just make sure here. Okay. So I tap Snow-Covered Island and say Cavern of Souls. I Petty Theft, Deafening Silence. I tap Dark Ritual or Snow-Covered Swamp, cast 2 Dark Rituals. I fetch Underground Sea with Delta. So now I have 5 black in the pool and 1 untapped polluted Delta. I cast Doomsday. Yeah, okay. Okay. Let's just do this. So, and Petty Theft, Deafening Silence. Okay, we draw, or we cast all the spells, and we cast Doomsday. And then Doomsday has to put Consider, Thassa's Oracle. They can't even Surgical Extract because of they're tapped out and their Vexing Bauble. And we need Unearth, and I don't know what else. We can't Thoughtseize, we'll be at 2 life. So I guess it doesn't matter that much. I guess we can hide some Fatal Pushes or whatever. Okay, so let's just see here. So the ring draws 3 cards. So the ring draws Consider, Fatal Push, Edge of Autumn. We tap the last blue mana to consider away Thassa and then draw Unearth. So Unearth on the bottom with Thassa on top, and so because of Bauble, we also don't have to worry about Mindbreak Trap. So I think this is a shoe-in. Put Thassa in the graveyard and cast Unearth with 0 cards in the library. And they have Solitude, but they also have Vexing Bauble, and we also have 0 cards in the deck. Sweet! Wow! Cool beans. A 4-1 record. Love that. The loss we took felt like it was against the Nadu deck, and I felt like my deck just kind of spun its wheels in the games 2 and 3. But I feel like this setup is pretty decent. I think we didn't really get to do anything with Psychic Frog. Yeah, okay. Well, I feel like this deck is... I think we just saw why, like, just straight up Dimir, like, the core tenets of Doomsday, of Dimir Doomsday, is still, like, really good. I feel like against Painter, we got to just do a very nice pivot, even though we drew the Emrakul, which was, like, thankfully we had the Dismember for Painter, but having, like, not being a Doomsday deck post sideboard there feels pretty okay, especially with, like, I think Fatal Push is really good right now, and having, like, 4 push 2 Dismember feels just like a lot of removal. I thought the ring pulled its weight like a lot of the time. There was definitely like some tight moments in some of the rounds, like versus the opponent in round 2, whom unfortunately sort of decided to concede game 2 and then the match, but like in game 1 where Ring just exactly drew us enough cards to just exactly not lose and win on the turn before we would have lost. But yeah, with that said, I want to say thank you so much for watching, and please, if you like the content here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That really helps a lot. Give the video a like. Let me know your thoughts on Legacy and what you expect from the ban. That's going to happen in a couple of days. And until next time, bye-bye.